Dying out here can almost be a good thing. If you're trying to get back into the castle, then I think, I'm not sure, but I think dying out here just takes you to the hospital wing as normal, which is actually your only way to get into the castle during this section of the game. Got a Bezoar stone there. What's that bloke in Diagon Alley wanted, but too late now. Well, sort of. We do see that guy later, that's why we spoke to him in a cutscene and our attention was specifically drawn to him. Oh! Dried nettles! The Dursley's garden was full of it. Yes. Of all the many bad things the Dursleys did to Harry, locking him inside a cupboard, mistreating him, etc., he decides to comment on their unkempt garden. Which I always took to be... Oh Jesus, these are strong gnomes. And we're dead. Yeah, I always took their garden to be quite well kept. Completely unoriginal and boring, but, you know, trimmed. For that kind of people. I think this mirror has a secret passage in it. You will notice, of course, we are now in the castle. We have circumvented the game's restrictions. Hooray, there's fuck all we can do. We can talk to people. That's always enlightening. This woman won't even let me talk to her. Talk to me, damn you. Okay, no, we can't talk to people. Presumably a byproduct of the fact that the game does not expect us to be here. Nobody has any dialogue. The game assumed we wouldn't be here and didn't consider the quite high possibility of us dying. Oh well. I wonder if the house points have changed. Given that we're not expected to be here, I wonder if... No. Because the game presumably sort of updates them in with a certain amount of... a certain random element at specific points. And yeah, there's Dumbledore, he's just chilling there. He doesn't really enlighten us as to why he's standing outside the doors, or doesn't he have any paperwork to do. More dried nettles. Nor does he come to help us when this poisonous snail attacks. The fucking hell. Random encounters. The bane of the gamer for decades. Did you know random encounters were first thought up as a means of keeping tabletop role-playing games interesting? I find that richly ironic, given that now their most well-known use is in computerized role-playing games, and they serve to make the game incredibly tedious. I know I should be fighting these things, but I'm not bothering. This part of the game is boring enough. And we've got a bicorn horn. What the fuck is it doing there? Do we often see bicorns wandering this part of the games? This is where our flying lesson will be held. You can file that under utterly useless pieces of information. Where the fuck are these ingredients? And the Quidditch pitch. Yes, Quidditch is left out of this game, but the Quidditch pitch is still there. This was big news at the time. Of the 4 platforms on which this game was originally released, the Game Boy Color was the only one to not include Quidditch, although it does include flying. The game was subsequently released on 3 more platforms a few years later, when there stopped being Harry Potter movies for a few years and they still wanted to make games. And Quidditch, as far as I know, is included in all 3 of those. And then it was dropped from all the games in Prisoner of Azkaban, which is a shame, because we all like to see how Quidditch gets mauled. Where the hell are these ingredients? It's the insanely powerful gnomes. Aconite. Non-dialogue aconite. You will notice that was not the point of the bit of aconite we were supposed to find. 2 more left. Asphodel root and dittany. 2 more. Jesus. Ah, incredibly powerful dragonflies. And I can't escape. I'm going to be killed again. And there's no point me using my Wiggenweld potions, because I'll just wake up on the 4th floor and come back down. There's no point wasting them. Can save them for a fight where they actually matter. Silver unicorn horn. What the fuck? Ah! Whoa. The incredibly powerful gnome has killed us. Can we speed this up? Please insert the Benny Hill theme tune here if you like. I know it doesn't actually make things that much faster because I can't find my way around as easily, but it makes me feel better. Whee! Right. This is the kind of thing online walkthroughs were invented for. Maybe I should check one. Dittany! We found Dittany. And again, not the Dittany we were supposed to find. I'm sorry about that. One more. There's got to be asphodel root around here somewhere. Maybe I'll blackmail Hagrid. Monks? I don't want monks. Hagrid, I'll reveal your painfully obvious dragon secret if you don't give me any fucking asphodel wood. Send the students out to get bitten by poisonous snakes. Asphodel root! 15 minutes it took me. It feels longer. I mean, you may all think I was moaning, or perhaps you sympathise, but I just hate things like that. That wasn't fun at all. I also love the fact that you return to an empty classroom. I mean, Professor Sprout says here, if we talk to her, that you are the first to return, but I always like to imagine you're actually the last to return. Everyone's come in, had 10 other classes, had lunch. Anyway, your reward is 2 potion formulae. Go to Professor Snape. Oh, that's fun. He should be in his office this time of day, wondering why part of his snakeskin is missing. Off you go. So yeah, we've got to go see Snape. What do you want? So we get 2 potion recipes. There are your formulas, Potter. I called them formulae earlier, but what the hell. I'm not actually sure in which situations you are supposed to use formulae and in which you're supposed to use formulas. Both seem to be acceptable. And yeah, there's another wizard card thing. We'll collect all those at the end of the day. Okay, so now I'll explain to you the purpose of the Ingredients Encyclopedia. You will notice we have collected at least one of almost every ingredient in the game wandering around there. We just don't happen to have any wolf's bane, nor do we have any beetle's eyes. But we have plentiful supplies of everything else. And now, using particular cauldrons and using particular ingredients, one can make particular items. It's a primitive alchemy system, but for an old Game Boy Color game, I was actually quite impressed by it. And it shows a bit more attention to detail than you found in the other Harry Potter games. So here we have the ingredients for making an antidote, and also for making a Wiggenweld potion, which is of course the most useful. So I think I'll go right ahead and convert 2 of our ingredients into a Wiggenweld potion, because I do believe we have a collapsible cauldron. No, we have a copper cauldron. It's been a while. I don't actually think the copper cauldron will work. And I'm not going to take the risk, because you still lose the ingredients, if I recall correctly, if you get the thing wrong. What I am going to do is go see the local drug dealers, by which I mean Fred and George. We are in fact going to the Card Collectors Club. I was going to go later, but for purposes of demonstration we will go now. All will become clear, children. Basically, Fred and George run a shop, and in all the other games they have a perverse fascination for beans, which yeah, you have to provide them with beans in exchange for their merchandise. Most unfortunately, this particular eccentricity was removed from this game, and you just pay them in sickles, which is more likely, but much harder to take the piss out of. I'd still like to know where they get their stock. So yeah, if I recall correctly, they set up camp in the Card Collectors Club, so we'll just collect our combinations while we're here. And talk to Fred/George. This guy sells armour. I'm not sure if they do sell cauldrons. Well, he does sell cauldrons, but he doesn't sell a collapsible cauldron. Kinda wish I'd bought that one at the start of the game now. I didn't realise it was irreplaceable. He sells sweets and no cauldrons. Okay, I'm gonna cheat and buy a couple of Wiggenweld potions, because we did use one on that last class. Right, well, sorry, I can't get the correct cauldron. So I'll have to try and find some other recipes throughout the game. So, having done 2 of our 6 classes, I think what we'll do next is the Defence Against the Dark Arts class. That's another quite long and challenging class. A lot more interesting than this one, though. We'll do Defence Against Dark Arts, then we'll do Charms and Flying, which are the pretty easy ones. Then History of Magic is by far the hardest, so we'll leave that till last. Alright, so we might be able to power through a couple more classes in the next one, but I just wanted to get the Herbology one out of the way. And doing so has tired me out. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.